Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
And we're live.
And we are back.
Welcome to the Underdog Journey. I'm West. This guy is David. That guy over there is Matt Harmon. David, I'll let you introduce your guests here.
I've got Rob. We'll just call him Rob, and we've got John. We'll call him John.
I thought he said his name was Paul.
He said Rob.
Rob.
You weren't paying attention.
Rob and Paul.
Rob and John.
Yeah, that's why when you asked how John and Paul was doing, I was like, they're playing in a band with, George and Ringo.
Well, hey guys, welcome
now
to the show.
tracks.
I know I should get some laugh track sound effects to add. There, see, he does it well.
I've got that device upstairs somewhere that we can push the buttons and have laugh tracks.
That's awesome. We gotta get those. So, David, how you been?
I'm doing all right. I'm struggling here because Facebook has changed something. Normally, I keep the show live so I can follow the conversation on here, but there it goes. Now it's back. All right, we're good. All is good. I'm fine now. Everything is fine. Nothing's going wrong just as we launch. Not a thing.
That never happens on our show. Never
happens on the show.
By the way, John Calendar says Cowboy Night.
Yeah, John Calendar, Cowboy Night. Hopefully he's got his cowboy hat on.
John, put your hat on. If I had one, I'd wear one. I have a little teeny tiny one that my kid used to wear when he was a baby, but it would look disturbing if I tried to wear it.
I honestly, I can't tell you how much you need to go get that and put that on right now.
It would look incredibly disturbing. I would definitely get banned on Facebook.
Katie won a cowboy hat at the Catholic Fair. They have a St. Joan of Arc.
Sure.
So, and that was 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
So this morning, this afternoon, Becky and I are sitting on the couch. We look up. Cowboy hat is on my fish.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the muskie?
Yeah, on the muskie. I don't know how she got it up there, but she did.
And John is on a roll with his comments. All right, we're going to let John do his thing with the comments. Kelly Clay says, hey, guys. Hey, Kelly, how's it going?
Sup, Kelly?
Kelly, how are you?
Kelly, Matt has missed you.
Here, let's, we're going to jumble. We've got all kinds of alcohol. We can push this stuff straight back, actually.
Yeah, you guys are having fun over there. You got a whole collection. What are you drinking?
Well, if we're to that point, I happened to come across a bottle of Kentucky Owl Confiscated. Now you can see there's not much of it left. And every time I'd seen this bottle in the wild, it had been over $200. And I happened to find one that was clearanced at $80. And so I bought it, because that's what you do when you find a bottle that you can't typically get for a reasonable price. And I would say it's a really, really good $50 bottle of whiskey.
Nice.
So even on discount, I overpaid, in my opinion. It's decent.
Okay.
It does. I have it with ice. It actually does work a lot better as a neat bourbon. But to
me, it tastes a little bit like Jefferson Reserve.
Yeah, Jefferson. Yes, like Jefferson Reserve. And then we're backing it up with our rum here afterwards.
going rum for a back. Oh, so you're going from whiskey?
Yeah,
to
we're
rum.
gonna raid and pillage the neighborhood.
Good idea, Dave.
Maybe
I'm not sure about that.
catch some stuff on fire.
Dave, you're too old for that.
I just manage. I just supervise.
Okay, so that whiskey that bourbon that you're drinking is Old Crow mixed with cinnamon.
Old Crow mix. It's okay.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of cinnamon. That's how they're making most bourbons now. They use Old Crow as a base.
Old Crow's the base, huh?
Yeah.
You're gonna have John on here explaining everything. So even Kelly wants to know where your hat is. Wes?
That's true. By the way, I was just trying to figure out how to get the comments back on the screen. So tonight's one of those nights where the comments aren't going on the screen. I apologize, Kelly. She says she has her cocktail in hand, and my cowboy hat is upstairs with my current wife, Kelly. So you can ask her about it. That sounded really weird. Anna Calendar says Oktoberfest beer here. Getting ready for next week's.
It's not September.
It's always Oktoberfest somewhere.
Ah, well, good enough.
It's like happy hour. It's always Oktoberfest somewhere.
I think
it's always. Did you say it's always Oktoberfest somewhere?
Exactly.
I think Dave.
I love that. That's
into the garage.
That's awesome.
That's our next T-shirt.
Always Oktoberfest somewhere.
Dave has a history.
I can get behind that.
To his garage, right? I mean, we were talking about this earlier. Like these guys, we've never seen him before. I think he just put out whiskey on the curb and lured some guys in.
That is demo. That's
that's what I do. So I need Anna. I need you to clarify which Oktoberfest beer are you drinking? And Kelly, I'm in my garage. You know, I'd love to say I could smoke in my office in the house, but that's a big negative.
Oh, by the way, Kelly, he's in New York. He's a big New Yorker now. He's
I'm in New York,
Ohio.
New York City.
Not even close to New York City. Nowhere close at all.
It's New York. It's close enough.
By the way, Anna says Columbus Oktoberfest is September 5th through the 7th. So it's coming up. It's right around the corner.
It's September. You can't have an Oktoberfest in September, can you?
That was part of the trivia questions we had that I beat everybody on.
It's true, though.
And yes, you can. It's in September.
Oh, that's because in Germany, October is in September.
Oh man,
hey, John, you wanna chime in on that one?
I didn't know tonight we were playing the wonderful game of bullshit.
This is
what
today's show is.
It would be hard to take Matt on in a game of bullshit because I mean,
it would.
He's a professional bullshit artist.
Yes, he's really good at that.
Like that should be your degree. You should get that degree.
Really be my degree.
It's a good one.
So I've got a business card in my office that was given to me by my old boss, and he just gave it to me one day, and I don't remember what we were doing, but I was bullshitting, and he hands me this card. He goes, I consider, and it says right on it, I consider myself somewhat of a bullshitter, but every once in a while, I like to hear a professional at work. Please carry on.
That's pretty funny.
And I've got the card. It's still on my desk, and I've had it for years now. But Mike gave that to me. Like, you know what? I'm not going to fight against it. I'm going to steer into it. And you know what? It served me pretty well.
It's true. You steered into that one hard.
I tell you,
yes.
I got a business card once that was the business card was round, and on it said "to it," and I got it. And the guy said, "This is for when you get around to it."
Nah, but I'm bummed.
It was actually happened.
That's a funny one. That's
I
a
was
funny
surprised
one.
he spent money on it.
John Calendar says Matt has a BA and BS.
That's a good one.
Not yet, but I'm almost there.
Well, you'll have a BA and BA though, right?
Yeah, I'll have a BA and a lot.
That is BS.
BS.
You'll have a BFA. That's double BS.
Yeah, that's a triple BS.
Oh yeah, BFA.
That makes my
BFA is like a master's in BS.
It makes it sound super fancy.
Yeah.
So Wes, that's the same degree you have, right? Bachelor of Fine Arts.
Oh yeah, it's complete BS.
It's the do you want fries with that degree?
That was our class motto, in fact.
Do
you want fries with
that? That's good.
Kelly Clay says, I think we need to have a wine review on here one night. I'm not opposed to
that.
Somebody
else, we used to have a few people ask for that early on, and we never did it. I think we really should, but I'm a pretty chipper person when I get drunk on beer and whiskey. I don't know how I'll be if I'm, speaking cursive with wine. I don't know. I might hate everybody for all. I don't have a clue.
You're gonna turn into an angry Karen.
None of you know enough about
Angry
wine
Karen.
to have a show.
Do you know who I am?
Exactly. Can I speak to the manager? You're gonna have to put it in a your Yeti mug and carry it around like it's a cup of coffee.
Oh yes,
That's what they do.
yeah. So that's what I do in the meetings. I blow on my whiskey before I take a drink of it. Although I'm thinking about putting my water in a vodka bottle,
Right.
and just pouring it out of the vodka bottle.
I told you I had a professor, my dean at college, the BS college.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. You were saying that.
Yeah, he used to keep his water. He used to use an Absolute bottle for his water bottle.
Oh, yeah, they were talking about that the other day.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah,
Duncan and Julie Abijanic were talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we went over what we're drinking. What do you got over there?
I'm still working on this comically large bottle.
Oh, you guys about halfway there.
It's we're halfway down. It's not.
You guys are Bon Jovi over there. Yeah.
So yep, still working on this. It's a good one. Of course, when David holds this, it's like a normal size bottle. So in my hands, it's comically large.
So I had actually thought about buying the small one. They make the tiny one, the pint or something like that, or the quart maybe. I thought about getting that and in my hands and handing it across to you over the screen, and then having you take that massive one and hold it up to show.
So this is me holding a normal size bottle of Tin Cup. This is David holding a normal size bottle of Tin Cup. You spot the difference? Watch the movie Wreck-It Ralph and look at the hands. That's David.
Yeah, he's got a tiny head but huge hands.
Yeah.
All right. Show's already getting weird, guys.
Do you remember the engineer we met at the Hofbräu house who analyzed why his soap dispenser flew into the sink? Remember, I don't like soap dispensers because every time I hit it, it flies into the sink. And Wes didn't know what you knew what I was talking about, Dave.
Okay, yes, I remember this. Okay, yeah, I don't think we were at Hofbräu. I don't think we were at Hofbräu house for that. For some reason, I think we were on this show, and one of the commenters were talking about. You brought it up, and somebody else had caught on. West had no idea because we got Carney Hands McGee over there.
Right.
Yeah.
They call me Lady Fingers.
Yes, they do.
That's for a whole different reason, though.
But I'm bummed.
That was what the people at the nail salon call you.
You don't go to the nail salon, do you?
Well, I like a good pedicure. I like a pedicure.
See, this is how rumors get started.
There's no rumor. It's fine, guys.
It's not a rumor.
Is there ready for some news?
Can confirm.
Is there some news? We got some interesting news stuff.
Let's get to some news.
I'm trying to keep the AI light, so we're not doing a lot of AI.
As I was going to say, how many news stories we have? How many of them's AI?
Well, there's not much AI. I'll put it that way.
Oh, for God.
Okay.
Actually, there were a couple AI stories I left out, so I didn't.
I
specifically.
I appreciate that.
There's a lot of AI news that I know you're not really into.
I wish all the tech developers would stop including AI into everything.
Literally, absolutely everything.
You want to have some fun? You know how AI is being sued for that wrongful death?
Well, that was the one I left out because it's kind of a sad story.
Right,
so.
it is. But if you ask AI about it, if you ask ChatGPT, it gets all panicky.
Well, it's panicky. It has.
Well, because
so the computer now has anxiety.
Yeah,
well,
does.
So OpenAI is being sued for the wrongful death of a teenager, and when you ask ChatGPT about a pending lawsuit of their own company, it's probably not going to give you a straight answer.
It does beat around the bush an awful lot, and it gives you a legal defense answer.
See,
it's really funny.
That's what every employee in any business would be told to tell you as well.
That's it's about to take over.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not about to take over. For the love of Pete, have you tried using AI?
Yeah.
So I don't think AI is going to take over. I think the lawyers are going to take over.
Again, I ask it every day, are you about to take over? And today it stumbled.
Well, fair point. Okay. I think that's done.
So some people wake up, say a prayer. Some people get up and pour a cup of coffee. No, Matt jumps up and runs the computer. AI, are you taking over the world today?
Yes.
And as long as it says no, he goes about his business.
Right. I don't see any point in going to school
And
if it's going to take over the world.
and if it ever answers yes, you're gonna sell out the human race hard, aren't you?
Oh, he absolutely will. I mean, I would think about it.
There are two certainties. If I ever get superpowers, I will misuse them, even if it's by accident.
Yeah.
And I will sell every one of you out.
It's true.
I really want to be financially successful at least once.
He's already kissing the ass of the robot overlords.
So kissing.
All right. Now that we've talked about your lady fingers and his infatuation with robots, we can move on.
All right, here we go. Cracker Barrel shares rise after restaurant chain gets rid of controversial new logo.
What do you think the odds that they did all this on purpose just to get that bump? I mean, people trying to make money right now.
Well,
you could convince to sell. You could sell your shares just before you launch. You could wait for it to bottom out. You could announce that you're no longer going to go down that path and then ride the wave back up. So you sold at the peak, you missed the gap. Now you're buying at the bottom and going back up.
I think they call that Pelosiing.
Actually, I think all of this is called the new Coke.
No politics, man. No politics.
New Coke did this a long time ago. Coca-Cola, New Coke. This is all following the New Coke model.
Well, don't get me started. I still miss Crystal Pepsi. So
that was pretty good.
I was one of the weirdos that liked Crystal Pepsi as well. They need to bring that back. Limited edition.
It was new, and I wouldn't have any part of it.
It was look. Crystal Pepsi was where it's at. Pepsi company, bring it back. So anyway, Cracker Barrel shares rise. So they apparently dropped the old logo. They're going back to the old Cracker Barrel, and it's.
I think there was a bloop there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of lag in the audio, and the world, all is right with the world again. So
it's not, because that person's still in charge. She cannot be trusted.
I mean, there's a lot of other stuff going on with the company. I'm not going to get into it. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Even John Callender says Crystal Pepsi was awesome.
See, John knows. John knows.
But you know what? I think it had chemicals in it.
No, it had fewer chemicals. They just didn't.
They all have chemicals in it. What are you talking about? It's freaking soda. There's no good soda. It's all bad.
It was the exact same thing. They just didn't add the caramel coloring. That's all they did.
Soda is perfect, and it's healthy because it's orange.
Stewart's.
Yeah, they sell it at Cracker Barrel. It's orange cream soda.
Well, see, now you can go back to Cracker Barrel and get your Stewart soda.
As soon as she's gone, I'll go back.
So anyway, to David's point, if people were planning on riding the rise afterwards, they might have missed the boat because it's actually dropping slightly afterwards. But it's funny.
It's still up.
So you can actually see where it. So it's up slightly from where it was at the bottom.
That is a roller coaster.
So it actually went down significantly. You can see specifically where it dropped, and then it rose back up immediately as soon as they dropped the new logo, and now it's starting to drop slightly again afterward. So it'll even out. It'll even out. Exactly. So
it'll even out. They still won't be back to where they were before the stupidity.
Right. Budweiser, Harley Davidson. I mean, it's
yeah.
On a similar note, next piece of news, if I can get past these pop-ups.
Next piece of news, I'm going to tell you, as soon as Underdog dog treats go public, I'm buying a lot of shares. I don't know when that will happen, but I'm definitely investing in Underdog dog treats because they're what make my dog happy.
It's true. Go to underdogplus.com, get your delicious dog treats. Your pup will thank you.
He really will.
What?
So good.
Which?
Dip them in bourbon.
Which flavor pairs best with the tin? Which flavor pairs best with the tin cup?
Apple bacon.
Apple bacon's where it's at.
Hands down. Now, Wes can't tell you that they're good.
To clarify.
They're pretty damn good.
I can't tell you humans should eat them, but Matt does dip them in his,
they're really good.
his whiskey.
Oh, they're
basically a sugar-free cookie.
And my dog would bite the bag.
It's an actual dog treat.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't really have the bite strength.
No.
But I've also noticed that your dog treats make my old dog, who's very old, energetic.
Well, yeah. I mean, my dog eats at least a bag and a half a day.
Yeah.
And she's...
Sometimes put it in his bowl with milk.
You should try that. You might like it.
Yes.
Could be good.
It's my new breakfast cereal.
Nice glossy.
Your new breakfast cereal. Yep. There you go.
Speaking of which, do you have any snacking treats available? You know, normally you keep a tin of sample treats. but the tin's not been there for ages.
Well,
so I got no treats to dip in my bourbon.
if you want to buy a bag, I have a bag you can have.
Normally I would buy it, but I get paid till
Venmo.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
I know that feeling. All right, so on a related piece of news to Cracker Barrel, Target CEO is stepping down as customers step away. I'm not getting into politics. I'm just saying people tend to vote with their dollars.
I have a lot to say about Target as far as my wife goes, because this used to be where she went to just decompress, and she would be on the side of whatever side Target's on, since we don't talk politics. But she said the store's been just a mess. Like, there's no happiness in there anymore. There's no organization. She's like, it's like they just gave up.
Yeah.
So take that.
We do
they have
curbside pickup for
overweight
everything.
models, overweight mannequins.
The overweight mannequins.
He says it's the overweight mannequins that are making it all lethargic there.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been inside a Target in.
No fun's had on a straight road, right?
That's not healthy. That's not. You got to quit this.
We do the curbside
You got to quit the curbside.
I don't want to go.
Just go in and deal with people like a normal person.
I am be very happy to get rid of the curbside, just for one simple fact: you're taking up several prime parking spots for my fat lazy ass to walk into stores. I'm done with it. I'm tired of it. Get rid of it.
Well, and it's true. Target actually has the worst parking situation to begin with anyway, because half their parking lot is handicap spots that are never used. Look, I appreciate handicap
And then
spots.
the next best spots.
Well, I'm about to
Then the next best spots are taken up for freaking curbside.
Yeah, Parker.
You're doing your handicap
My
now?
knee is so freaking bad that until I get that surgery, I'm getting a placard.
You should.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then I'm going to complain that CCAD does not have enough parking spots.
See, now you're a veteran and disabled.
Yeah, I'm a disabled vet.
There you go, man. You're instantly going to pass all your classes.
Yes.
That's great.
Anna, did you ever tell me what beer you were drinking?
She did, Polliner. She said Polliner.
Oh, Polliner. There it is. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah. By the way,
Polliner makes a good Oktoberfest.
Anna says, I still needed to make dog treats. So Anna and John actually gave me some grains to make them some custom dog treats that I did make, and I did take when we were going to meet them at Hofbrau. Then I forgot to give them to them. They were in the back of my Jeep, and they never got them. So I will make you guys some custom dog treats, I promise, this year, and they're going to be paired well with the
IPA,
Great Lakes,
the
Great Lakes
Polliner.
Christmas Ale.
Oh, that's a
the
good
Great
one.
Lakes Christmas Ale. Remind me, Anna, and I will totally make those for you.
In all seriousness, if you put a little bit of cranberry, I don't know if that's toxic for dogs, but if you put cranberry in those dog treats, I would totally dip them in Christmas ale.
Okay, I'll make some for you.
Yeah.
John Calendar says, what flavor goes well with pumpkin beer? I would say the pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice also goes well with pumpkin beer. We're going to start...
You're such a basic white chick.
Next week.
Apple bacon goes with everything.
Look, basic white chicks have dogs too. I'm just saying. It works. All right, so next piece of news, now that we're done with the crackers and the Target.
Yes, dogs can generally eat cranberries. There we go.
Oh, good. Then, yeah, you can make a cranberry.
This is one I thought David would be into.
All right, what we got?
Shocking
All
spiral.
right, let's see what we got.
Webb telescope shows 60% of galaxies turning clockwise, stirring alarming theory of universe inside of a black hole.
What?
They're
what
finding...
publication is this, first off?
Literally
What's that?
on my desktop. Where is it? Right here. The Leffingwell Unified Field Theory predicts literally all of this.
There you go. So 60% of galaxies are actually turning clockwise. I mean, that's no coincidence.
It's because they're in the northern hemisphere.
That makes perfect sense.
Own language, everything for it.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
If you flush your toilet in the northern hemisphere,
There's
it's
the energy and the entropy,
So you're saying
which is a freaking insane amount to work out.
Northern hemisphere and 60% of the lower hemisphere.
Yeah, it's right there.
In the lower, 60 in the upper.
They're behind the times. I said this forever ago.
Wait, we should write an angry email and let them know that they are.
It was you. It was him. It came from him. He's the guy that got me drunk on the green stuff on Super Bowl.
Yes.
Absinthe. That's it. I came back home. Yes, I came back home that night. It was the night of Super Bowl. Stayed up till like 4:00 in the morning and wrote the Cosmogenesis paper.
So you need more absinthe, is what you're saying. You need to drink more absinthe.
Explain to him what I just said. He didn't hear me, but I think it's important. because if you flush a toilet in the northern hemisphere, it flows a certain way. It flows counterclockwise.
It's science, David.
Yeah, it's science. So when I was in Peru, I was south of the equator. I forgot to look.
Oh, you
Remember,
forgot to look at the toilet.
I was supposed to check. Well, John asked, why are Dave's guests so quiet? They're not used to this. This is not their MO.
Well, also,
this is not how they spend a random Thursday evening.
Yeah, they also don't have a mic directly in front of them. So
yeah.
Plus, Dave's been giving him his special drink.
You trying to say David's roofing his guests?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
He does that all the time. He lures them in, roofies them, then he's got friends for the night.
That's how that works.
Look, you gotta do what you gotta do. Friends for the night. All right. So, David, I
think it's getting weird.
More and more people are backing up your theory that we are, in fact, inside of a giant black hole, or a normal-sized black hole.
We're not inside of a giant black hole.
The size of space is relative, so it is what it is.
They could make a black hole that big.
Blue rum. Huh? Say when.
Like if once they made the big telescope, the James Webb telescope, they would see the edges of the black hole.
I don't think that's how the inside of a black hole works.
I don't know for sure because I'm not that educated on that subject, but it seems like it's see.
Matt, you've almost achieved your BFA. I think you're educated.
BFA.
Yeah, you're gonna have a bachelor in fine arts. Tell me all about the inner workings of a black hole, please.
That's exactly my point.
That's it. All right, next piece of news. Let's get to it.
Oh, I got to tell you, I did try to do my electrical experiment on clay, and so far it has not worked. But it did dry out the clay and crack it quickly.
No, fair enough.
Okay. Yeah, it popped it up off the tray it was sitting on.
Okay.
Because it dried so fast. And I got electrolysis out of it.
Yeah. So clay, not a good conductor.
Not at all. So what my professor and I have talked about is incorporating iron filings into the clay.
Okay, you should try it. That's actually a good idea.
It's going to work. I'm trying to make that pattern so I can give it away as a gift to Kat Sheridan of the Rife Gallery because she helped me so much.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. So here's one, and I want to know your guys' opinion on this. This is less news and more kind of I just want the opinion. Caller says his employees are unhappy with their raises. Dave Ramsey responds: a 2% raise in a 9% inflation economy is insulting. And unfortunately,
how old is this? First of all, because we haven't been in a 9% inflation economy for a while now.
Well, it's also Dave Ramsey.
It's also New York.
Yeah, okay.
New York's 9%.
It's from August 24th, so it's not that old. But Dave Ramsey, I mean, what do you expect from that guy?
Well, I guess I can call it a 20% or 100% if I just tweak the parameters from when to when. So I can make that 9%, 2%, or 1%. All I got to do is adjust the time parameter.
Exactly. So
all right. We'll give that part up. All right, Dave Ramsey.
Actual raise versus cost of living increase. Because cost of living increase should match inflation, at least to some degree. But companies, most of them, they can't afford it. It's not in their budget to afford it.
2.5% and be happy.
Right. It's not in their budget, but they, technically could. So I understand why companies can't give a full inflation equivalent to a cost of living increase. But 2% does seem pretty low. What's your opinion on this? How would a company go about fixing this?
There's nothing to fix. If you don't like your raise, you can petition for another one. You can say, hey, this is what I need to stay here. And otherwise you can leave. That's it. There's no fixing. There's no fixing that. Yeah, I'm the hard ass on this because guess what? I set the value myself of what I count as, how much my time is worth. And if I'm not going to get paid what I believe my time is worth, then I'm going to go find a place that I can. It's as simple as that.
So you're saying people need to work harder and be more ambitious? Is that what you're actually saying?
Not necessarily that. Also, a raise never goes away. Are they going to be okay if we head into a recession period or a decline where we have inverted inflation or deflation? Let's use that, a nice fancy word. I hate that word. Are they going to be okay if they come back to you and say, hey, we're going to take 2.5% away from you? No.
So it doesn't even need to be a deflationary period. It doesn't even need to be a deflationary period. It just needs to be a dip in the market, right? We saw during COVID when big companies took big hits to their bottom line, and unfortunately, there were some high earners, people who were at the salary cap for where they'd be in their company, and those were the first people to get the axe because they're getting paid the most for the amount of work that they do versus a coworker who probably gets paid less for the same job. That's where companies were really making the deep cuts at that time. So it's actually more dangerous for the employee if they get massive raises year over year.
All right, let me ask you this, guys, and Dave, you too. If you were one of these companies and you had to get rid of somebody, you had to get rid of $100,000 salary, so you could let two of the lower guys go and keep the one high earner. Which would you do? Would you get rid of the two lower guys, or would you get rid of the high earner?
Depends on the work they do.
I'd probably try to hire somebody in and get two new people.
No, you already got the one guy. You got the one guy who sells $100,000 a year. You got
I get what you're saying.
But here's the question.
I was just really throwing a monkey wrench into your math there.
Yeah, you're throwing a monkey wrench is what you're doing.
You're doing math with a guy who goes to art school, David.
That's a really good point. But also, Dave, you need to stop talking like a super high-end, ambitious, and talk to the common person and calmly explain. Because you're coming across like everybody already knows what the hell you're talking about.
It's true, David. Your business.
Well, I feel like I should start talking like that one kid in South Park that's all ghetto.
What?
The ghetto kid in South Park?
I didn't know there was.
I could find the clip and put it up there, but it's
I don't
not
know the
worth
ghetto
it.
kid in South Park.
You got to start.
Some people get that reference.
So when I'm not a silent witness
Yeah.
to a podcast, I'm actually a financial planner.
Oh, there you go.
And recently, we did some math, and if it's about buying power, and if minimum wage today had the same buying power that minimum wage had back in the 70s, minimum wage would be $66 an hour.
Wow.
That's because the 70s rocked.
But also, I think people have to admit that minimum wage was never designed to be a living wage. It was always
it never was.
What's that?
Oh,
it never was, but now we have people that think minimum wage should be a living wage, not the starting point.
Right, and I think that's the philosophical or even cultural difference between now and then is maybe there needs to be a reevaluation of what minimum wage should be intended for. It's it's not somebody, it's really not for people who are trying to feed a family of 5. Now I know that's difficult sometimes, but that's where ambition and working harder come into play.
So I sat with a couple earlier tonight, about 50 miles south of here, and they have 7 children that they raised on $35,000 income.
Wow!
Back in the 70s and early 80s.
That's incredible.
That's a lot of farming.
You can't raise 2 children on $100,000 right now.
Right, on 35,000, you couldn't be a single person with a cat.
Right, you'd have to have roommates for the cheapest apartments out there.
Oh,
at that
absolutely.
rate.
Oh my gosh.
The thing with what John is saying, though, he's in New York, so you can assume that they were living. What they're claiming is 35,000. What they actually have is, well, there's a lot more under the table that they're not seeing.
He's their financial.
You keep calling out New York, but I've lived in both Ohio and New York. The taxes are not wildly different, man. It's just the cost of living over here is a little bit more.
But a little bit more than what? When I lived in Northern Virginia, the cost of living is far higher there.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
The buying power of the dollar is less.
If you compare the value of the house I moved from, that small house I had in Ohio, to this house right here, the dollar that I bought this for versus the dollar that I sold that one for, or the value that it is now, they're not that far apart.
If you had
and this is
just a year
almost
later,
5 times the size.
It would have been worth $400,000. That little house.
He's just making stuff up at this point. All right, let's move on. Last piece
What
of news.
gave it away?
Last piece of news.
So Wes, everybody's chimed in here. What about you? What do you think about this? How do you respond when you have to give a employee, or you are the employee that got a 2% raise in, let's say, a fictitious 9% inflation economy?
Right. I think companies can give what they can give. Unfortunately, it's just not economically feasible to keep up with the inflation as a cost of living increase. It's just especially in the current climate, it's just impossible, even for really big companies. So what you do is you
Yep.
give the 2 or 3% like you can, and then you offer other incentives, offer other benefits that they might not have received otherwise.
So I'm a big fan of the bonus.
Mhm.
I'm
Oh,
a big
sure.
fan of the bonus. I would
Performance
much rather
bonuses are
give a
massive.
person a bonus, because that bonus makes them happy. It's a very quick, easy fix,
Yeah.
and it's not forever.
Right, performance bonuses. That's a very big
I
one.
love
I like that.
performance
So
bonuses.
Yeah.
I worked for a company in Cleveland. Man, I'm never going back to Cleveland. And this company, they gave performance bonuses, and to get your performance bonus, it was based on your self evaluation you did every year. And they specifically designed this self evaluation so that it was impossible to reach the point to where you actually got your bonus. Like, it was designed specifically so you would not get it, even though it was a self evaluation. Man, that company was so crooked. I could tell you some stories about that place. I honestly
Yeah,
think it was
corporate
owned by the
America now is just unattainable quotas. That's
I,
just how you do it now.
I honestly feel like it was owned by the Russian mob. Like, this was a crooked company.
I have a question for John.
Give me the vodka.
Go ahead.
All right, John, are you there?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
He's ignoring you.
John,
I ignore nobody.
what does 9% inflation actually look like? I mean, clearly, I don't think we're in that, but what does 9% inflation look like?
I couldn't even tell you, because there's no way I could live.
So give me an example with 9% inflation on a gallon of milk or eggs or gas.
Well, so inflation's so explain buying power. I'm glad you mentioned that earlier, as the buying power. So
that was Rob. That was Rob. So
right, not John.
Let's
Rob.
get Rob in on this one.
So inflation's essentially the buying
The other
power of the
John.
dollar itself. So
Right.
Rob, explain what that means to Matt.
I think everybody should know what a 9% inflation would actually look like.
Well, 10% inflation means your dollar has 10% less buying
Yeah.
power. So your dollar is only worth essentially 90 cents now.
Yeah, so $100 is $90.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because
a 10%.
I don't look at
Real quick with that big said math over there.
Are we far off
Well, it's-
there, Rob?
Say that again. What was the question?
He wanted you to explain in what 9% inflation actually means when he's buying a gallon of milk. And
Well, I think he did a fine job. What you could buy for $1, or what you could buy for 90 cents is now $1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there we go. So that's all. It's the buying power of the dollar.
I just,
Ultimately, we are so hyper worried and vocal about raising minimum wage. But in order for companies to pay that increased minimum wage, they need to increase their money coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they do that is by raising the prices of the product that they offer. And so it becomes a dog chasing its tail.
Right, and then there's the runaway effect of everything in the supply chain has to increase their prices to accommodate as well.
Yep. Sure. I mean, look at the price increase of eggs, for example, during COVID. You go to Aldi prior to COVID, you could buy a dozen eggs for 29 cents. During COVID, at least out here, eggs were $7.29.
Yeah.
So we didn't see an equal increase across the board.
Everybody's trying to make up for it now, which is why prices are what they are.
And that's it.
Yeah. When the government starts giving out free money, there's nothing that's free. That money has to come from somewhere. We increased our national deficit. We're feeling the pinch of what happened 5 years ago still.
Right, exactly.
Thank
So
you. I think this is a really good explanation.
there you go. Yeah.
Good job, everybody.
All right, last piece of news. I promise this is the last
It's
one.
AI.
It's not AI
It's
related.
going to be AI.
It's not AI related.
Oh, okay.
Is there an over-under on this?
We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. Get to it. Zombie spiders. You didn't see that coming. Zombie spiders are freaking people out.
Oh,
And,
okay.
And so maybe don't tell kids about it. So apparently there is a. So have you heard about the zombie ants? That's been known for a while.
They've been known for a long time.
Where the
spiders as
Yeah,
well.
I've heard about it. Yeah.
The cordyceps mushrooms, it would infect the nervous system of the ants, and basically be a dead ant, essentially a dead ant walking and finding a place to perch where the mushrooms would take over and send their blooms. Now there's actually
wasps that do this.
there's a new. They identified a new form of fungus that is infecting spiders in America.
Ooh,
And this is it's never been seen before. This is actually a brand new fungus that has not been documented, and it's infecting spiders right here in the good old U.S. of A.
This is why I'm saying you don't make movies or TV shows about fungus taking over, okay? Because then it's going to happen.
There's a true fungus among us.
Every time they come up with something like this, these things happen. That's why you just don't talk about it. Don't write about it.
Just ignore it. Just ignore it, and it won't even happen.
It won't happen.
Don't look up. Is that it? Just ignore it. It'll go away. Don't look
I
up.
think they made a movie about that
Yeah.
called "Don't Look Up."
Yeah, I tuned out.
I thought that was the premise of The Last of Us, with a fungus,
That's what I'm
a
talking
fungus among us.
Exactly.
They made a video game, then a movie. As soon as I saw that movie was coming out, I'm like,
Great.
this is going to happen for real because now you're bringing it into actualization.
Yeah, great. Now we're gonna have fungus zombies.
Yeah.
And now we have fungus zombie spiders. That's
They
even
need to
worse.
acknowledge their privilege.
Fungus. Now the only worst thing would be giant fungus spiders,
Yeah.
and that's on the menu next. It's coming.
Exactly.
Oh, good. Put that in his nightmares tonight.
Fungus
We get the killer bees, the Asian bees, right after COVID.
Yeah. I mean, like the murder bees. The murder bees
that's
just
right.
disappeared, man. They're like, oh, these are just the murder bees, man. And all of a sudden, they're like, oh shit, yeah. I guess
Yep.
they're gone now because
Those,
now we don't
those
hear
murder
about them.
hornets. I think murder hornets wouldn't have even made the news because it's not really a big deal. But the name was so cool, they had to. They had no choice.
Yeah, there was a reason for that. Anyway,
Back in my day, you worried about quicksand, and that was it.
And that was it. Now you got to worry about while you're stuck in quicksand.
My 5-year-old is now worried about quicksand. He sees cartoons and he has lots of questions about quicksand. We haven't even talked about the camel spiders that I experienced over in Iraq.
I heard
That's a whole different. Yeah.
I learned today that there were Arctic camels that died out 11,000 years ago. Arctic camels.
Arctic camels.
Yeah, they were
No, Arctic camels.
spiders.
And they were actually killed off by the zombie spiders. The zombie spiders came and killed the camels, and now history is repeating itself.
Do you know what made camel spiders? They were regular spiders that drank Old Crow.
All right.
I think that one was pretty obvious, Matt.
Nothing Old Crow can't do.
Nothing old crow can't do. Okay.
This is nice.
Okay.
John says, quit talking about his wife.
The old crow.
Old Crow.
The old crow.
I'm glad they didn't relate
I am not
to
saying that.
giant zombie spiders. That could have gone down for John. All right, so we have.
There are many times where Wes and I both are like, man, I'm glad our wives don't watch anymore. But sometimes Nikki surprises me. She's like, I'm here. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. My current wife used to watch, and then she just gave up. She's like, it's not.
And my wife has no interest in what I do.
That's the best kind of marriage.
It's so good.
It's pretty great.
I love her so much. She keeps the bed warm, and she doesn't care about me.
It's a happy marriage.
Yeah. Oh, God, it's awesome.
All righty. So we got a topic, right?
Do we want to do the main topic, or are we just shooting the breeze tonight? Is that what's happening?
No, let's do the startup. I really want to start a business.
All right, there are 5. I don't know if you do. There are 5 keys to building a successful startup.
All right.
So, when it comes
Now say that again. Say that again and into the microphone.
there are 5 keys to building a successful startup.
There you go.
God, you looked like a serial killer when you said that.
I was over here. I don't know. So, being a serial killer is not one of them. So, everybody has, one of the first things we ever talked about on the show was everybody has that $1 million idea. Everybody has that thing
Yep.
that they just in their mind, they're like, man, this could change the world. This could make me a multimillionaire. And, some of those things are actually real. But a very, very small percentage of people actually go through with it. And an even smaller percentage of those actually become successful because of it.
There's so many things that can sidetrack you.
Well, there's a number of different reasons why people don't follow through. But, one of the main things is people don't follow the proven roadmap by other people who've done the same thing. All you got to look at is people who've done the exact same thing.
Sure.
And kind of repeat those same steps, and it's kind
Yeah,
of
you got to get started. Number one is it's not number one; it's pre-number one. You got to get started.
Yeah.
Like you've got a great idea to make a YouTube channel based around French fries, and you got your friends backing, you got everybody supporting you on it, and you just never freaking do it.
Right, that's a big one.
Yeah, I agree.
It's Matt back there, by the way.
So
he's of all the things in the world, the guy knows his shit about French fries.
Of all the things,
right? Of all the things in the world, he's actually really good with French fries. He used to be like a food broker.
Okay.
So he did that type of sales. He really understands it. We're like, dude, if you opened did a YouTube channel that focused on French fries, that's it, nothing else. Don't get crazy, just French fries, and that's all you did. That would be. My daughter and her whole freaking school would be watching your freaking YouTube French fry channel.
It honestly sounds weird, but when you think about niches and finding a really narrow niche and just mastering that one thing, I mean, that's how people get rich, is they master this one thing. So David, have you heard, I don't remember who said this. There's a famous quote that somebody said, if you're not incredibly embarrassed by the first iteration of your product, you launch too late.
You launched too late.
I forget who said that. You got to look that up.
Well, I could look it up, but we've said it on here so many times that I'm just going to give you credit for it at this point.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll take credit for it because it's a great quote. I'll take credit because that's a great quote. But it was not me. I forget who it was. If you're not incredibly embarrassed by your first iteration of your product, you launch too late. So number one is launch before you're ready. Launch before you're ready. You need to get out there and get your product out there as quickly as possible, because if you don't take that first step, you're never going to take that first step. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So the trick is launch fast and gather as much information as you possibly can to begin with.
Even if you drive, it starts with one step.
All right. I mean, we took the actual stepping analogy a little bit too far.
Yeah, you still got to get to the car.
So step back.
2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Either way.
There you go.
I think he was slipping into Paula Abdul there.
Well, I would walk 500 miles just to get to the next point. So
that was good.
See?
I don't know what to do with you now. I can't take you serious.
Oh, dude, but your cup, the tin cup, is bigger on this bottle than it is on the little bottle.
It is. It's like
I would think the tin cup would be consistent.
Matt, this is how you know Matt's not interested in the topic of the show.
Yeah, this is amazingly on topic.
This is how you know he's not interested at all in the topic.
But that was the first step.
So one of the things about launching before you're ready is it gives you the opportunity to iterate on your product or service, because typically, especially if it's your first business, you're learning as you go along. And if it's a unique idea, you're basically making it up as you go along. So launch early, launch before you start, and that gives you the chance to gather as much information. You can iterate upon the product.
There's the show notes.
If you wait for perfection, you're never going to get there. That's the thing. That's the trick that holds most people up. You've heard about analysis paralysis.
Yep.
I've got a wonderful example of this literally in the background.
Yeah.
There are 2 guitars right there.
Right, David. You've been waiting on that.
There are 2 guitars right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I am so afraid of screwing up and not having every piece I need that I have not done anything with it.
You are stuck in analysis paralysis.
Yes. And the other day, one of the guys asked me, I was at one of the daughter's soccer things, and one of the guy goes, so would you get any further on the guitars? And I was like, oh, but damned. I'm delaying, just like we tell everybody else not to. I'm delaying. So I'm busier and crap the next 3 weeks. But after that, then I'm going to settle in, and this garage is going to be the workshop, and you guys hopefully will get to see my first guitar get built. It will be absolute garbage, but it will, launch before you're ready. Not that I'm selling these, by the way. I'm not selling. This is a hobby.
Yeah. But so that's actually a really good example. That's prime example of analysis paralysis. People have a great idea and they start doing research on their idea. And the more research they gather that sort of backs up their idea, it sort of satisfies that part of the brain that says, yeah, I'm making progress. In the meantime, they haven't actually done anything. And they keep doing more and more research because they want that slight, hit of endorphins that says I'm doing a good thing. In the meantime, they still haven't done anything. Before you know it, months go by, a year goes by. You haven't done a single thing, and then you've moved on with your life.
Also, they're telling people about it, and when they tell people about it, that's another endorphin hit. Don't tell people about it until you actually make that step.
That's a really big one as well. Yeah, that's totally true. I mean, you often hear about.
Yeah, I can't do that. I talk to everybody about everything.
But yeah, you always hear people.
I'm thinking about having Chinese tomorrow or something.
You always hear about those online guru guys saying, "Oh, disappear for 6 months and don't talk to anybody and then come back successful." It's not quite that easy, but goes to what you're saying.
You got to be selective about it. Because once you tell that first person, it feels so good.
Yeah.
Let me tell everybody.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, I've already told everybody. I've gotten all the endorphins I can get out of this, so why bother?
Yeah. So starting early is analogous to something that I've liked to say in the past is, I think it's best to jump off the cliff and learn how to fly on your way down, right? Because you learn from your mistakes. Sometimes you splattered on the bottom, and guess what? Unless you actually die, you can always try again. And, it reminds me, so earlier today I was reading a paper.
It's interesting. I get where you're going with it, but damn.
Don't actually jump off a cliff. Figuratively.
Yeah. Well, you gotta say that because I was getting ready to.
I'm not AI, so you can't sue me.
All right.
So earlier today I was reading a paper about how they're studying that like a huge percentage. I'm just going to talk out of my ass and say it was like 90% of CEOs and top executives.
Welcome to bullshitting.
Are psychopaths.
There's a lot of psychopaths.
Like literally, actually, like mentally diagnosable psychopaths.
Yep.
And the reason for that, these very high-level founders and CEOs and high-level people, the reason they have that is because of the mindset that comes along. They don't have that part of the brain that says, hold back. They don't have the part of them that says, don't act now. They have to act now. And, you and I both know, the more you act...
That's what the finance department's for.
The more you act, statistically, one of the times that you try, you're going to succeed. If you never swing, you never hit the ball. The more times you swing, eventually you're going to hit the ball. And that's why not all psychopaths are super successful, but the majority of super successful people are psychopaths. So it's all about acting more often and acting early.
Hey, psychopaths.
Did that make sense, or am I going a little psycho? What?
They're not all bad psychopaths.
Not all psychopaths are bad.
Channel like that.
I think it makes great sense. So for example, my wife is she's interested in starting putting together an app.
I think you just said
psychopath. I was going to say, is she a psychopath?
My wife wants to start an app to find farm stores, farm stops, places that have fruit for sale or trinkets or whatnot. And it in the beginning it becomes overwhelming. You start looking at you think, okay, this is a great idea, and then you start down the rabbit hole and you don't actually start the product. You start doing the research, right. And then you realize, holy shit, there's a lot that needs to be done to make this happen, rather than let's get something going and then build on as you do it.
Right. Well, the backbones for this are already there. The backbones for that are already there. There's a website you can get on right now to find food trucks.
Sure.
That tracks all the food trucks around. I mean, it'd be very similar. So the back end coding, it has the map and everything. The back end coding is done. You're going to go to GitHub or somebody and put your copy paste.
Right.
And then you're going to have some minor overlay stuff to make some changes. That would be genius. Because to be honest, I'd rather eat more stuff from a farm than the grocery store.
Yep.
Same.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And my wife's a chef. We cook almost everything she does is farm to table. So she's constantly out visiting different farms, farm stands, and so on and so forth. She can't be the only one that wants to eat healthier and do those things. The idea is great, but it's the she's still in the gathering information phase, and I don't know that she's ever going to get out of the gathering information phase.
The logo can be
hard.
Kennedy just sitting there with his thumbs up.
Right.
I've got an example for you, though, of just jumping in head first.
Sure.
My favorite television show is Bar Rescue.
Okay.
And you'll see constantly that these people, I want to own a bar. And they have the money and they go and they buy a bar. And they don't know thing one about running a bar.
Yep.
And they get buried and they lose their ass because they don't know what they're doing, because they didn't take the time to learn the business before they got in the business.
It's a balancing act. And, you know, when it comes to bars and restaurants, they always say the best way to lose $1 million is just to open a restaurant or a bar.
Boy,
And that's real. That's a real thing.
Huge, 85% failure rate.
I live that. Yeah.
That could be real. Is that real?
It is real. Yeah. I've shut so many restaurants.
Shall we? Okay. We have a fact check. We have a fact check opportunity here, right?
For the 85% success failure rate.
Pretty much.
But
I lived it.
it is it's a balancing act between doing the right amount of research and launching, you know, before you really should. So, you know, I think bars and restaurants are one thing, but like if you have a product, like a physical product, like I want to sell this tin cup, this great new fancy tin cup here. I need to jump before I'm ready, and I can always iterate along the way. But if I'm opening a restaurant or a bar, there's a lot more research you do have to do. So it's depending on where you're going.
I'm glad you guys made that distinction.
You need to know where you can sell that tin cup and how much you're going to sell it for before you just go ahead and do it.
Right, and I'm not saying do no research. I'm just saying don't get stuck in the hamster wheel of doing only research.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be Dave with the guitars. I mean, literally, that's 2 guitars sitting flat back on that shelf, exactly where I placed them last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us have had one idea that we were like, okay, I'm totally going to do this thing. And you start doing research and feel great about it. And before you know it, you've done weeks of research. And then before you know it, you've done, you know, months of research. And you're like, okay, next month I'm going to do it. And then a year goes by and it's never been done. That's where it becomes a problem.
It was LinkedIn founder Reid Hoffman.
Reid Hoffman, that's the one. Yeah. It's a great quote. I love that quote.
So, LinkedIn, because I mean, I hate LinkedIn with a passion, but
I get these photo project ideas, and I will immediately take action. So I start calling, I start scouting locations, and then a lot of times halfway through the scouting process, I'll stop because it's not going to work. So I drop that one. I go on to the next one. I don't spend a lot of time dwelling.
Right.
Like right now, I'm looking for an old pickup truck in a field with a tree. Yeah, I got a very specific image in mind. I need 2 models. I need all these things to happen. This one's going to happen. I've already found the field. Now I got to find the truck. The models are easy. I've got a crew. All those elements.
Models are notoriously easy. Yes,
I do love easy models. It's yeah. But so yeah, it sounds like you're doing the right amount of research. Okay, so number 1 is launch before you're ready. Number 2 is focus on solving one problem exceptionally well. David, we've talked a lot about niching down, finding that very specific niche. French fries.
Okay.
Find that one very
Hey, Cracker Barrel. You solved a problem, and you were very well niched, and that after I'm going to say that their core product or their core market or demographic was the after church crowd. That's the people that even if it wasn't after church, Saturday morning, Sunday, that's the same. They're cut from the same cloth. That was their core. And they decided to try to solve the world's problem and have a restaurant that competed with First Watch and other hipster brunch restaurants.
That's it. They lost their niche. They lost their core audience.
They literally could have found it. They had all of this market data. Here we go, picking on freaking Cracker Barrel again, but they had all the market data and everything from years and decades of being in business that they could have created another restaurant chain to be exactly what they wanted.
Yeah.
And they could have been successful at it.
Right. That's it. They could have had both if they had played their cards right. Yes. But anyway. So anyway,
don't solve the world's problems.
Focusing on one problem and solving
one problem.
So when you identify a very specific problem and solve it better than anyone else, that's when you are you own that niche. You own that market. Let's go back to the idea of the app for farm stands, right? That's a very
Yeah,
specific niche. It's a very specific market.
I love it.
Now, let's say hypothetically your wife starts building this thing and she's like, "Oh, we need to start adding, maybe gas stations or maybe supermarkets or maybe this and that." Before you know it, you have a clone of Waze, but Waze does it better. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's no longer the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah, you've got Google Maps that
Right. Exactly.
it's Google Maps. You're not going to outdo Google.
Right. But
I
when you
mean-
master that one thing, you've differentiated yourself in the market. That from now on, everybody who ever wants to do something similar is going to look at you. That's a good thing
Yeah,
and a
you're
bad
the
thing that we
template.
can talk about in a different conversation. But you're solving that one problem, and that's where the success lies.
I'm
But when you
gonna
water
And if
down
you
your
button it
problem,
up right,
I'm going to be critical.
and if you button it up right, instead of just having competition, you can have license holders to run this in different geographic
and
markets.
that opens you up to a number of different revenue streams.
All right,
Matt
so
has
Yeah.
I got a criticism here.
Okay.
You guys say go ahead and just jump in, take that first step, and then you're
Do
saying,
it.
okay, now stop, do all this research, and figure out a problem to solve, and become figure out that one problem to solve.
no. You need to
You-
understand. You need to have an idea for what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You do just enough. Go ahead.
Yeah, going into Matt. I mean, let me answer this. Before you do anything, you're going to have that idea.
You need to have the idea first.
Right.
And then
Okay,
you-
That
so
idea has to solve a problem.
yes, that idea is going to have to solve a problem.
So that's
Then you need to launch.
one.
Then you need to launch. You need to start.
That's
You
one
need
of
to start
three.
action.
Okay.
And I'm a big fan of saying, going back to point one, is there's a huge difference between being busy and being productive.
Yeah.
So that's what we're saying. Don't get caught up in being busy. You need to be productive.
So when my dad opened his garden center turned out to be very successful, but he wasn't the best, and he never wanted to be the best. He just wanted to make a good living having a garden center. And I think that distinction is important.
Well,
you
sure.
can have a
Amen.
successful
It's
business
honest work.
without being the best at something.
Well, and that all depends on your individual goals too.
Yeah.
So some people would be great CEOs of a big company. Some people are better as number two at somebody else's company.
Yeah.
So it all depends on your personal goals. I mean, but again, if your personal goal is not to build the most successful thing, maybe this isn't a particular show for you.
Like with insurance, I know, but I think it's important because you guys have a lot of good messages. But a lot of times people get hung up on being number one, and number one sucks. It's too much pressure. People always trying to
Glenn Beck.
be number two.
Do you know who Glenn Beck is?
I listen to Glenn Beck about every day.
Yes, I know.
You know, okay, so I don't listen to any of them anymore, but Glenn Beck used to be the number 3 radio station or radio show in the country. He did not want to go higher. Number 1 at the time was Rush Limbaugh.
Sure.
Number 2 was, who's the guy out of New York City? Shock Jock.
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern. So number 1 was Rush Limbaugh. Number 2 was Howard Stern. Number 3 was Glenn Beck. He never wanted to get to number 2 because he knew if he went to number 2, he would not be satisfied until he got to number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's not to say you can't be successful because he is extremely successful. So, and you're saying your dad was the same way. So it is the goals that you set for yourself are kind of what outline where you want to be.
Yeah.
If I'm going for it, I want number 1.
Well, and that's it. So it's your personal goals. And again, if your personal goal is just to build something great, and you don't need to be number 1, you don't want everybody in the world gunning for you because you're number 1.
Right.
Then yeah, that's fine. But here's the problem: if you aim for the stars, you're gonna hit the moon. You aim for the moon, you're gonna hit the upper atmosphere.
Yeah, number 2 is
If
always
they're
coming
not,
after
you're
number
gonna hit
1.
the ground.
You know what?
Always.
I would love to hit the moon.
Nobody's looking at number 3. You can just sit there and make money.
Exactly. You got to clarify because you were making.
Okay,
it
so
sound-
apparently we need to clarify that not everyone needs to be the very best. Let's clarify so we can make Matt happy. Not everyone needs to be the very best. But here's the thing you need to understand: is in business, this is something maybe art students aren't taught in business. If you're not growing, you're failing.
Dying.
You're dying, right?
You're not growing, you're dying.
When you're founding a company, if you aim for the stars, you're going to hit the moon. You aim for the moon, you're going to hit the upper atmosphere. You aim for the upper atmosphere, you're going to crash and burn. Aim for the stars, you're going to be great because the chances of you being number 1 are very, very slim. I don't think that should be your top concern. I don't think your top concern should be, I don't want to be too successful. That's like the guy who goes to the gym and doesn't lift the heavy weights because he's like, I don't want to get too buff.
Yes, that's
Guess
me.
what? That's not your top concern.
I don't want to get too buff.
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
I am not at risk.
Success is a relative thing anyway.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. And exactly. If you're going into business because you want to be ultra successful, you're going into business for the wrong reason anyway. I don't think this show is about that. This is about building a successful business, not being Mark Zuckerberg.
Like, there was a company called Just for Pies, and they made.
This is how you know Matt's not interested in the show at all. By the way,
I'm really following that. They Just for Pies made a really good pie, and then
You need more whiskey, West.
One day he
Finish that off.
One day he shows up on Oprah, and overnight he's more successful than he ever dreamed. He had to open a factory, and in that factory, some of the quality was lost. So he went.
And then he had the little Oompa Loompas, and they were singing, and there were like 4 kids killed in one day.
4 kids died in his factory. One of them turned into a giant blueberry or something.
Yeah. It's like, what the hell,
my
man?
My point to this is, if you're going to be successful, have a plan.
That's what we're doing.
Exactly.
And number 3.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
All right.
You need anyway. If you're going to jump in, have the plan.
So he's right. He's like, well, you need to have a plan. We have that. We are. What show are we on now?
Yeah.
What show number are we on right now?
We are on show number 295, 299. Yeah. I don't know. Let me double check.
I hope not 299. We should do something special for 300. And I'm gonna be in New York City next week for the show.
New York City.
Exactly. Yeah, we got to get some Conti sauce. We got to get some Conti sauce and go to New York.
Hey, what's number 5 or 4? Or are we on 3?
Well, we're on number 2, so we should take number 3 first.
We got to number 3. So number 2 was focus on solving one problem exceptionally well. Number 3 is differentiate and simplify. So again, this comes down to now that you're on the market, now that you're actually selling your product or service, you can get more data back from your customers. You can really, really hone down on your niche, speak to your really core audience exceptionally well, and simplify the product, simplify the process to use your product, right? It's all about reducing friction. I don't mean that in any kind of sexual way, Dave. I'm sorry about that. I know some people choose to apply friction.
No, you got to drink. You got to finish your drink. You just said it's all about reducing friction, and in business speak, you have to finish your drink. That's as bad as saying synergy, man.
Friction is a real thing in marketing.
I'm not saying it's not, for the love of Pete, but
in marketing,
that's a businessism, and you need to drink.
In marketing, I'm constantly thinking about friction, and there's several websites dedicated to it. Hang on.
It's about reducing friction and maximizing the portfolio while leveraging the bandwidth in our brain base.
Okay, let me give a quick example of friction that can be reduced. Let's say you have an app. Let's say you have an app that finds farm stands. And to find a farm stand from your current location, you need to click this, then go in that menu, then type in this thing, then go over here, and then do this. Guess what? Now that you're on the market, you can find out what things about your app, what aspects of your app your customers like, what they don't like, what they'd like to be reduced. You can then reduce the number of clicks it takes to find a farm stand near you. You
opened up the farm stand app, allow GPS find location, and it just does it for you.
You can streamline the process.
You remove that friction.
You can make it visually more appealing. It's friction is all about reducing the number of steps a customer needs to perform to use your product.
So I'm old school,
but
and we call it KISS.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple, stupid.
But again, here's the thing. A lot of times when you're launching a product, especially when you launch a little bit too soon before you have all the data, a lot of times you launch the product according to what you think makes it great. And then when you get your customers' feedback, they have significantly different ideas, right? Because in marketing especially. So in marketing, there's the principle called the marketer's blind spot, where you'll come up with this amazing campaign and it's perfect and it speaks to all the right talking points. And you put it out there and nobody gets it. Now, other marketers get it and you get it and your boss gets it and your team gets it, but you were talking to yourself when you designed the thing. The same thing is true with a product or service. It's not until the customer actually sees it that you say, oh, I was talking to myself. I should have been talking to them. I should have designed this
Yeah.
for them, not for me. And that happens all the time. And engineers are terrible for this.
Engineers.
Yeah. You were talking about all the other ones. I was going to bring up the engineers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, engineers are brutal for this. Like, oh, it's just a small change, and I was in a meeting today, and people kept talking about, oh, is it in the EDAM? Is it in this? And I'm sitting there going, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I need you to slow down.
Thank you.
And tell me what you're talking about. And when they simplified it, I was like, oh, this is easy. Let me show you how this is supposed to work. And everybody's like, oh, is that what that's used for? Yes, that's what that's used for. That's how that functions. Like, you guys were talking all this up here level, and they were, to me, it was computer speak, back and forth. I was lost.
Yeah, and that's it. So
I think sometimes, though, as you hone in on that niche market, and you are, sloughing away some of the exterior minutia, the fear is that you begin sloughing off the marketability to increase your base.
Possibly, but as when you're talking to a really specific niche, and you're dealing specifically with them, people in this world, and if you use specific lingo in a crowd, there are people who are in a certain niche who will understand that lingo better than others. But as people come and go, as long as you're the best at this one thing, chances are you're going to fall into the principle of 1,000 true fans, or raving fans.
Raving fans, yeah.
So
two different books.
David, explain raving fans.
I'm the one who likes raving fans.
That's David. That's not, you've never read the book.
So there's two books. Neither one of us knew that. We both had the same kind of principles. There's two different books. West was the 1,000 true fans. I was the raving fans. So I'm not trying to create satisfied customers. Satisfied customers are not good.
Right.
Raving fans, on the other hand, raving fans tell their friends. Raving fans actually, they become your most impactful marketing. Word of mouth from a raving fan is extremely, because you have the social proof that's there. Everything that's involved in it is through that raving fan. 1,000 true fans is kind of the same thing in different terms, where if I have 5 million customers, but only 10% of them or 1% of them is buying something, well, I shouldn't be trying to speak to 5 million customers. I should be trying to build 1,000 true fans that are spending higher dollars, increase their spend. That's going to narrow. So you got that nice long 5 million person bell curve. You're going to try to tighten that bell curve up, who you're reaching with your core verticals, and extend it up. So you're going to expand in those people that you can really resonate with. Once you're there, then you can start expanding your verticals and pushing out further. Cracker Barrel, within reason.
Exactly. Exactly.
Look at Harley Davidson, for example. They're a great example. They went from being selling a motorcycle to selling a lifestyle.
Yeah, they're a lifestyle brand.
You're right. That's a great example. So that's why differentiating and simplifying is step number 3, because again, you've already honed into this one very specific niche, and you're the best at this niche, and that's where you need to really glow and really shine. Because if you can have 1,000 true fans, those 1,000 true fans can support you much better than 5 million people who just think you're okay.
Yeah.
Well, those 1,000 true fans are also, they become your cheerleaders.
Yeah, that's where you get that's where it feeds into the raving fans part of it.
That's where everybody's wearing the Harley T-shirt, whether they've got a Harley Davidson motorcycle or not.
It's my CF Martin logoed flannel that I'm wearing.
You probably paid $125 for.
No comment on that. By
the
way, Matt,
I do buy a guitar for $125.
I try. I could have bought tools to build my guitar, but I try not to put any branding at all unless I took a tour of the factory. I met the people down there. I love them. I bought the shirt after that, and I really like their guitars. And so that's why I wear it. But everything else I try to wear nothing unless they pay me money. My company pays me money to wear their shirt. I wear it.
Sure. Well, that's where I am. I don't buy logoed anything if they're not willing to pay me to wear it.
Yes.
I don't need to wear
Yes.
it.
I
Well.
don't either.
Yeah, that was a little sideways there. We went off on a bit of a tangent, but
We'll give you a check so you can go down and get your car wrapped with the logo. And,
maybe for the podcast.
As soon as Underdog
Yeah.
Journey makes me a T-shirt, I'll wear it. But I'm not wearing a Nike T-shirt.
Okay.
Or a Maui Gym T-shirt.
Underdog Journey does not sell Nike T-shirts.
By the way, Matt Harmon, who's watching, said Little Red Hen Photography, raving fans.
So fan of them.
It's true. So Little Red Hen Photography, if you need a photographer, go to Little Red Hen. They do a great job. So that number 3, differentiate and simplify. Number 4 is one not a lot of people think about. So the difference, you need to understand the difference between building and scaling. They're 2 very different games, and they're ones that people get mixed up a lot. So
is somebody going through this right now?
Maybe it happens. It's growing pains, not scaling pains yet. When you're building a business, it's all about building the infrastructure, building the roadmap, understanding where you're going, versus scaling. Now that you actually have your 1,000 true fans, now you have your true niche, now you can scale out. Now you can say, I have my 1,000 true fans. I want to appeal to these other people as well. Like David was saying earlier, the different verticals you can then apply to. Then you can scale out, and that's really what it comes down to. Also, when you're scaling, let's think about it like verticals, right? Your highest vertical, your core vertical, is going to be your 1,000 true fans. It's going to be your raving fans. It doesn't have to be 1,000. That's just a random number. But when you're scaling, guess what? You are scaling out, because as you scale further out, the verticals are going to be slightly lower, coming down in that curve, because you're going further away from your core niche. Because you're going away from your core niche. And that is the difference. So building your business versus scaling your business, 2 very different things you need to understand. And don't get caught up in analysis paralysis before you start. This is something that you need to deal with eventually after you're started, though. So as somebody who's built a business,
I'm not going to go the other.
Little Red Hen Photography.
Yeah.
How are you scaling versus building?
Right now, I'm in the learning phase.
Okay, fair enough.
But I will say this. I've developed a fine art practice, which I learned through school.
Sure.
And so now I'm actively marketing that fine art practice.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm because it's an electrical fine art, I'm going after electrical companies like the Electrical Union, electrical engineers, and I'm paper advertising, all kinds of stuff, trying to get them to shows.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
So here's a that makes perfect sense.
Hey Matt, I'm gonna give you a little free one here. You need to talk to all of the electrical co-ops in the area. That's going to be an easy get. They like to be involved in community stuff. They like to be involved in smaller events. Your electrical co-ops that are in the Central Ohio area.
Ask him what electrical co-op is.
He can hear you.
Oh, what's an electrical co-op?
So you know how you guys have AEP. Right. Think of co-ops are smaller versions of that. That's the simplest way. I don't want to go into breakdown detail, but
I know
the simplest way is you're going to have smaller companies that come to you and say, hey, we do this, we do that. They take some off grid and put on the power. They buy some energy from American Electric Power, and on and on and on. But they are smaller businesses. You get a lot of rural impact with co-ops, but I know Central Ohio has at least 1 or 2 over there that you should be able to reach out to.
They have 3. I was actually, because of the AEP sticker shock that we just went through, I was looking at other providers, and I didn't know they were called co-ops.
Yeah, look for your energy co-ops over there for what you're doing and what you've done as far as the art goes, the electrical art you've done. That would be a great place for you to bring a little traction for your business.
Yeah, this semester I'm moving to gunpowder.
That's not going to backfire. No pun intended.
I've tried a couple of experiments.
There's the guy wearing a cowboy hat over there. I'm going to play with gunfire. Gunpowder.
I called the Columbus Bee Squad, I don't want that to show up on transcripts. And they were like, hey, we can tell. Or the guy said, like, look, I can tell that you've been around black powder before, but don't do this in Columbus. Just go to the country.
Go out to some of the suburbs that don't involve us.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Gonna work out well, man.
I called them because I was hoping they would invite me down to the range to do this art there, but no.
Their liability insurance won't cover you.
They wanted no part of it.
No, I don't blame them.
Yeah. But I took that step, and it was a no. I pivoted and moved into a different direction.
Everybody drink. We're talking
drink. You got to drink. Matt, you got to drink. You're the one who said it, bud.
It's true. All right.
I said pivot.
So number 4 was building and scaling are two different things. Understand the difference because it's something you're going to have to deal with sooner than later. Much sooner than later in some cases. Number 5.
Well, before we move past that, that's one of the first questions when somebody comes to me and they have a product in hand.
Yeah.
They come to me and say, blah, 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 blah. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. Do you know anybody that can do this? My first question to them is, are you ready to scale?
Yeah.
That is literally my first question. Before I put you in contact with anybody else, my first question is going to be, are you ready to scale?
Right. That's it.
Because the people who go deer in the headlights and then answer yes, that means no. If you're ready to scale, you know what your per unit cost is. You know what your per unit cost is on different scales. You know what your lead times are based upon different scales. Mm-hmm. Are you ready to scale? And, for those people to say, yeah, we're ready. I've got blah, 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 and they've got it ready to go. I put them in contact with 3 or 4 people almost within days.
Yeah. People who are ready to scale.
Here you go. Here's some contacts for you.
People who are ready to scale, you can tell because it looks like they have fleas. They're just itching. They're dying to scale.
Yeah, they're itching. Yeah, they want to get the product out there. They're ready to go. Let's make this happen.
That's it.
Sometimes they actually do have fleas.
Sometimes they may actually have fleas. Poison ivy is also bad this time of year.
Yep.
It happens. I get it. Number 5 is the importance of hustle, but not hustle culture. Hustle. Hustling.
This is where me and my good friend Elon Musk disagree.
You got to be hustling. Where do you and old Elon disagree?
On the hustle, work 24/7 world. The hustle life is just, you're going to get somebody good for a short amount of time, and then they're done.
Again, this is where I said hustle, but not hustle culture.
The hustle culture.
You got to differentiate, right? So hustle culture, you get this from a lot of the online hustle gurus. You got the Gary Vaynerchuks, you got the Elon Musks out there. Guys who literally sleep in their offices because they don't believe that work-life balance is a thing, even though they say, you got to have work-life balance, but at the same time, wake up at 3 a.m. And start hustling. It's not realistic, right? But at the same time, you got to remember, nobody loves your business like you do. Nobody will ever love your business like you do. Nobody will ever work as hard for your business as you should. And I say as you should, because here's the thing. It's your business. You want to be successful. You're going to hustle your ass off for it. But at the same time, don't sleep on the floor in your office. Unless there are going to be times when you might have to do that. But
it builds character.
I'm not saying I've never done it. I'm just saying, understand that you need to hustle, but don't buy into hustle culture. And especially when that involves your employees. Because again, nobody will... I wasn't going there.
Yeah.
Nobody will love your business as much as you. But at the same time, you need to work harder than your competition. You need to, if you really honestly feel like you have competition, if you feel like somebody else is trying to eat your lunch, you need to get there before they do. You need to work your ass off to beat them to the punch. If you have a product that you're about to launch in a couple of months and you feel like somebody's on your heels, you better be moving your ass. It's not time to sit down and binge watch a season of Breaking Bad.
Whoa.
Now's the time to actually start moving. You got to hustle.
Breaking Bad's really good movie.
Breaking Bad's a really good show.
Really good.
David won't watch
it. I still haven't watched it.
The minute he does, he's not going to be hustling.
So I try to steal 27 minutes a day for lunch. That 27 minutes a day allows me to watch one episode of The Big Bang Theory.
So I've always been terrible about this.
I try to get one episode in at lunch.
I've always been terrible about this. I always forget to eat. I'm that guy who's like, it's like 7 p.m. I'm like, oh, I completely forgot to eat today. and then I finally go and do it. It's just just how I work, my work habits.
Yeah,
But-
that doesn't happen to me.
I always forget to eat, but then I remember.
That is not a problem I have.
Noon,
Yeah,
and then 2,
yeah,
and then 5,
Yeah.
and then 7, and then
Yeah.
midnight.
yeah.
Then
but
I remember.
In the meantime, I forget. As long as I'm full, I forget to eat.
But again, it's all about prioritizing. You
I
gotta
can be full
prioritize.
and I can forget that I did eat.
But it's a balancing act, right? You got to prioritize the growth and sustainability of your company versus burnout, and that's something you really need to keep in mind as well, especially if you're starting out. Startups, I mean, most of them fail probably because of burnout. It's probably not because they were doing a lot of terrible things. It's because people start hard and they start fast, and they're like, I gotta go, go. And in the meantime, they're burning the candle at both ends. Several months in, they got nothing left.
And they're impotent.
And they're incontinent. It's a whole thing. It's
I think he said impotent, not incontinent.
he said impotent. I said
And
incontinent.
what happens when you burn the candle at both ends is you become incontinent and impotent.
It's a bad combination.
But your business is successful.
But you can solve that with some Old Crow.
Old Crow fixes everything.
Old Crow, and look, there's an OnlyFans page for everybody. I'm just saying, there's ways to make money.
You should ignore your family and just work.
Elon Musk.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If you're having a bad day, go to work. If the bank is calling you, go to work. If your wife is calling you, go home and see what she wants. There. That's your point. You're welcome.
That wasn't even close to my point. But
Insert Billy Madison quote here.
Yeah. But luckily, this was point number 5, and we're done with the agenda, so Matt can finally stop
Real quick.
heckling.
So I used to teach a class on how to start a small business.
Oh,
and
really?
I used to have
That's
to
awesome.
explain to these guys that starting a business is as much a part of your life as your family, as your wife.
Mhm.
You're going to eat, sleep, crap this business
Oh, yeah.
all the time. You can't just start it and walk away and let somebody else run it. As you said, nobody's going to love your business like you do. But these guys would think, I can just throw money at this thing and walk away and become rich. That's not how it works.
No, you're
have
totally
to
right.
work at it.
And people who are really into it, I mean, you literally dream about your product. You dream about that one thing that you've been focusing on that you can't solve. And you wake up and in your mind, you're like, I got to get 5 more minutes of sleep so I can solve this problem that you were just dreaming about. It doesn't mean it's logical. That's just how your mind is working because you're so into it. And I'm glad I didn't know that about you, but here's the thing. I've always seen this as a sort of a balancing act of 3 things. Sort of a Venn diagram. One circle, there's 3 circles. One is money.
Go ahead.
One's money, one's time, and one is quality of product. You can sacrifice one of those 3 things, but it's going to be offset by the other 2, right? You can sacrifice time. In the meantime, it's going to be offset by the amount of money and quality of your product. You can sacrifice quality, but it's going to be offset by the time and the money. And as long as you can keep those 3 things in balance, appropriate, like let's say you have a tiny budget and you understand that the other 2 have to compensate. What do you think about that?
It definitely, you have to make equal time for everything. Your time, your budget, and your quality. Your quality is going to be number 1 regardless, but you have to put the time and have the money to do it.
Yeah.
All right. I've got to give an example that counteracts, because he said quality over everything. I got to pick on you a little bit, okay? Not much, but a little bit. There was a company that everybody knows the name of this company that
Underdog dog treats.
Now the quality was not as high priority as them,
Okay.
and another company came up, and you talked about eating someone's lunch or someone eating your lunch. They did that. The first company was called Xerox.
Oh yeah.
Xerox built a product or a customer base, and their core was, we have the best service. When your printer goes down, we are going to be able to have someone there within 24 hours, no matter where you are. And I believe it was Ricoh that came out and said, our printers aren't going to break down. So they put the quality up very high, because they didn't want to invest in the service side of it.
Mhm.
Because having a service that's worldwide and can get anywhere in 24 hours, that's a huge investment.
Yeah.
But to have a higher quality product that had much less failure rates on them, they were able to do that. And that was one of the things that Xerox did that led to their lunch being taken.
Maytag did the same thing.
Yeah, Maytag. Oh yeah,
Right.
I can't believe I skipped over Maytag and went to Xerox. Yeah, Maytag was Maytag is a great example of this. I'm gonna stretch this mic over here.
Right. I mean,
how did I forget the freaking Maytag guy?
The Maytag repairman. Everybody remembers the Maytag repairman.
The Maytag repairman had nothing to do.
Yeah.
Now you can't. The Maytag repairman is incredibly busy.
Yeah. Planned obsolescence has been a pain to all of us.
Yeah, now it's literally a meme where they say your 70-year-old refrigerator is going to outlive everyone you've ever known.
And it does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
planned obsolescence is a bitch.
I've got a 1950s deep freezer in my cellar that has been running nonstop. Has outlived 4 or 5 other deep freezers.
Yeah, that's it.
My deep freezer in my basement is from the 1980s.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got
one
quick story, and then I gotta go.
It just works.
There was
It just works.
But you didn't buy another one
in Grandview
because you didn't need to.
That's right. All right, Matt's going to regale us with a story.
And
here's Smooth Listenings coming to you in part by Maytag. Maytag, back in business. Matt, take it away.
This pizza shop in Grandview had perfect marketing. Perfect. I mean, he had the perfect name. Perfect. I mean, the product was so good, and he was incredibly successful. And the first.
What's the name of the pizza shop?
He just nailed it. It was Cowtown. And then he went to Australia and left his manager in charge. And she started stealing. Then he cut his thumb off. Or, I'm sorry, I think it was his index finger. He was retiling.
He cut off one of his digits. It's
right. The point is.
Wait, what?
His pizzas were never the same. He couldn't throw the crust up in the air. It was the whole thing.
He showed up one day and he cut his finger off.
You were there when it happened?
Yeah. I mean, I showed up right as he was leaving. He was like, do this, and this. And I'm like, okay. But the point is somebody had made this point earlier. He started the business and it would have.
But not him.
But he went to Australia and trusted a manager who I would have trusted. And they stole. They stole because managers in mom and pop's shops will always steal from you.
David, we've known a restaurant where the manager had some shady dealings and the whole restaurant went under.
Yeah, the whole restaurant went over.
If
yeah,
you own a restaurant, and I'm sure this translates to other.
I'm stealing that name. I'm keeping track of it. The moment that's released from the state of Ohio, I'm stealing that name, the logo and everything. I'm taking the whole freaking thing.
I still have a couple.
I watch it every month. I go on, I check. The moment that's released, it's going to be mine.
I still have a couple growlers.
Was that the Foxy Matt?
The Foxy Matt. That was it.
That was a good name.
Yeah.
But at any rate, that owner had an incredibly successful business and trusted his manager. You just can't. You can't.
Yeah.
Not all of them are going to steal from you.
I'm on the other side of that coin. You have to. And
it's a balancing act.
There is a mutual friend of ours that will talk to you, and he had a lot of money stolen from him from a couple people, and you've got to do it. You cannot do everything yourself. You can't.
Right.
You have to be able to delegate.
More than that, don't go to Australia and cut off your fingers. I mean, then you're going to be successful.
Yeah.
That's point number 6.
Yeah.
I think so. But
point number 6, don't move to Australia and cut your fingers off.
With the 5 steps of getting even with somebody who stole from you.
5 steps.
What?
That's a different show.
That's a great show. That's a great
what?
Show. Yeah, if somebody steals.
Here, I can sum that. I can sum that up very quickly. You'll never get even if you take them to court and win. You will get paid in small installments for the rest of your life. You'll never recoup your money. Move on.
Who said court?
I don't think he meant the legal route, David.
Yeah. I'm not going to speak to anything but the legal route.
I have no comment to that.
All right, I gotta go.
Yeah, Matt's very bored with the show. He's leaving. All right, Matt. Thanks
No,
for,
I got school tomorrow morning.
He is. So do my kids.
I have on location with Duncan.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's good. That's a good.
Well, that'll
class.
be fun. Tell him I said hi.
Yeah, I will. Paul,
I had a
Rob,
see it.
John. Nice meeting you,
Nice meeting you.
ma'am. That was
Ma'am.
All right, man. Don't wake my
You
kids
shouldn't be wearing a cowboy hat on Texas versus Ohio State week, bud.
Is it baseball season? I didn't even know.
Oh my God! Something today. A football bat. It's as wrong as a football bat.
There you go.
There you go.
Is that a thing?
A football
Is that a
bat.
thing?
Okay.
No,
Oh, then I
That's
don't
how
know.
into sports.
I'm
these
not
guys
the
are.
audience for that joke.
no, that's the
thought
point.
it was all-
You and I aren't the, we don't know sports.
Yeah,
You
no.
say football bat.
Sure, it sounds right. That could be a thing.
So I've dropped out a lot. I don't watch a lot of football. I probably won't watch the game this weekend. Well, I might peek in. I definitely want to see who wins, but that's it. And I blame Marcus Aurelius for it.
His
Because,
medication screwed
hey,
you up.
Yeah, it really did. The root not overly for the green or the blue when talking about I was like, oh, son of a bitch. You're taking sports away from me.
Damn you, Marcus.
So now whenever time I hear they've got all the memes going around the internets right now. It's like, hey, starting tonight, OU versus Rutgers was on.
Okay.
I think that was kind of kickoff for 2025-26 football season. And everybody's like, this is the last weekend we've got to face without football for X amount of months and so on and so forth. And I'm just sitting there in my head going, give them circuses.
Bread and circuses, man. That's all I think about. Every
Bread
time
and
he
circuses,
brings
I'm
up
out.
sports, all I think is bread and circuses.
Bread and circuses. I know. It's brutal. I hate it.
David,
like watching it.
You are one step away from being a conspiracy theory nerd. I'm so close to breaking you. It's gonna happen.
Oh, did you see? I sent you a meme. So West died. West died. He goes to heaven. He gets up there and God meets him at the gates and says, I'll answer any question you have. And he goes, and West says, who killed Kennedy? And God says, that was Oswald and he was acting alone. And West goes, man, this goes up higher than I even thought.
That's 100% true. That is the mind.
I seen that. I was like, oh my God, I've got to send this to West right now.
That is 100% true.
That's exactly what you would do.
That's exactly what I would do. I would immediately get kicked out. The bouncer would not let me through the gates, especially because I called St. Peter the bouncer.
I like that thought.
It's got a bouncer, yes.
So that was the show. So those were the 5 points.
Can we go back over the 5 points real quick? Because I mean, we went through some really twisted turns to get through these tonight.
Yeah, we ran our way through the bramble patch tonight. Number 1 was launch before you're ready. Number 2 was focus on solving one problem exceptionally well. Number 3 was differentiate and simplify. Number 4, building and scaling are 2 very different things. Number 5, the importance of hustling, but not hustle culture. I specifically added, but not hustle culture, because you can't burn the candle at both ends.
No. It doesn't mean you can't. That doesn't mean you're not going to put in long hours. Doesn't mean you're going to have some nights that aren't there, but it means you can't live it. You can't live it.
And you're going to. I'm building something myself right now, and it's going to launch very soon. Everybody's going to hear about it very, very soon. And I'm making.
You've been teasing it for a year, bro.
And that's the thing. I think a lot of that time was wasted on analysis paralysis. Did a little bit too much research. I should have been further ahead than I currently am. But look, I am where I am. We're about to launch. It's going to be huge. I have a feeling in the back of my mind there are people nipping at the back of my heels. But that could be paranoia because it's such a good idea, in my opinion. And
I will give you my professional opinion, which in this actual subject matter actually carries a lot of weight.
Yeah.
It is a really good idea.
But the point is look, I got there eventually, and I'm there. So when we launch, we're gonna launch, and yeah, stay up late at night. There are times where I can't sleep, not because of anxiety, but because my mind won't stop racing about all the things that are going. I got a million things to do, very short amount of time to do it. It's just part of the deal. At the same time, I still make time for my kids. I make time for my wife. I make time for just normal everyday stuff. So hustling is great. You're gonna hustle. You want to be working harder than everybody else, but at the same time, you got to build that balance. So that's a big part of the point number 5. But those were the 5 key points of building a successful startup. And I'm hoping I did all the right things. I've been talking about this dumb thing or I've been building this dumb thing for a little bit more than a year, and we've been talking about this same subject for about 5 years now, David. So hopefully,
hey, this has been your product is based out of stuff that came out of this brain, son. It's solid.
Well, I've heard many times where there's a Dave, there's a way. So we'll see. Oh, it's solid. It's like a rock. It's like a brick. It's so solid.
Oh, it's good. It's great stuff. I mean, we're doing stuff just in a couple weeks, right? We're doing stuff in a couple weeks. Yeah,
taking a trip. Yeah,
in Vegas. Yeah, we'll be in Vegas doing stuff. I mean, I have to be out there for other stuff as well, but yeah, we're gonna be doing stuff in Vegas. We're gonna be doing stuff in New York City. I mean, you're about to really take off. I can't wait till you can start talking about it more openly on the show.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting. Still dotting some I's and crossing some T's, but it's gonna be cool. Anyway, so those were the five keys to building a successful startup. David, you got anything to add before we sign off?
Yeah, that was the 5 keys this week. If you tune in next week, we might have 5 completely different keys. So don't get caught up too much on the 5. We love to give advice. We are for hire. You can check us out on our OnlyFans page. The first couple screens of that are like, iffy. But yeah, outside of that, we're good. No, we don't have an OnlyFans page. Although
I said we should.
West has said, I got attacked multiple times that we should have an OnlyFans.
Look, imagine doing this show, but on OnlyFans. It's at least pretty funny.
Yeah, indeed. So we'll be in good shape. And I think we've wrapped up for the evening. I think we've covered everything we need to cover, unless we want to continue just drinking, talking crap.
Well, I think we need to solve one big question that's been on my mind, David. In a couple of weeks when we go to Vegas, are we going to do the show from Vegas?
If we want to back it up in the week, because we're only there the first part of the week, so it'd be a Sunday night, Monday night, or Tuesday night, but we could.
Let's think about it. Let's talk it over.
We could absolutely do it in Vegas.
We'll discuss that offline.
All righty.
All right. Look, I've been Wes. This guy's been David. That guy's been John. That guy's been Rob. That guy used to be Matt Harmon, but he left. And we will see you guys next week.